I want to take some time to quickly go over the final project for EDU 220. So I have here in the instructions some considerations for your read aloud, and I have a sample read aloud that I did here. So just some basic considerations when you're reading. Start by stating the title, the author, the illustrator, and introduce the sentence introduce the story with one sentence. Try to stop a few places, one, two, or three times as you're reading. Stop. You can ask a question. You can point out pictures. You can talk about what's happening in the story, and then also be conscious of your fluency, your intonation, your voice volume, etc. And then also your book position. Your book should always be visible in the camera, and you should also be visible in the camera. And then if you scroll down here, this is the project itself. So I have, so you're creating a digital children's library. This here gives you a link to explain how to do it, but you don't have to, and if you wanted to build it from scratch, but you don't have to. I recommend you use this announcement, books, to help you. It has a lot of links to great books. Here's the parameters of the assignment. So all your books should be published within the last 10 years. Just a recommendation, wear professional clothing and be in a neutral space. These are videos that you might want to use with your future classrooms or your future parents that you work with. None of the books can be repeated from earlier modules, so keep that in mind. These should all be new to you. And then check all links, make sure they're properly shared and have adequate sound. And then again, like I said, you need to be visible in the video. Now going back here, so the other thing is so you're doing a recording of yourself with 3 books, and for each book you should have a completed chart. So here's the completed chart. You click make a copy, and then it'll create a copy for you, and you just need to do 3 and answer. You have to have the reference for the book and then answer these questions. And then again, here I have a sample read aloud and then a sample chart that you can so you can see the level of detail that's required and needed. And then again, none of the books should be repeated from earlier modules, and it should be some books from the last 10 years. So here is the rubric to give you more information, but ultimately if you don't want to rebuild the wheel, so again, this gives you info about how to do a Bitmoji library, but if you don't want to reinvent the wheel, you can just click one of these, and then all you have to do is do file and then make a copy of the entire presentation. And then when you do that, it will basically create a copy of this for you. So now you can edit it and for yourself, where you can put the picture of the book that you're using, and you can put the video of you reading the book. So that's how you do it. There's 2 options here. So there's that one, and then there's this one, the bilingual library. So these are both 2 options. You can just do file, make a copy, and you can use again, if you look at the rubric for this assignment, you will see that so including 3 books, right? All books contain the read aloud, which is you as a student appear in the book. You talk about what's noteworthy in your explanation section of each text. You have a completed chart with the APA reference for each book, and then you just, is this book something that fits along with the course? And again, if you use this books, you will be able to find a book that kind of fits along with the course. Where you're encouraged to not use books like Pete the Cat or Gerald and Piggy, because the idea of this course is to kind of broaden your horizons with children's literature. So that's essentially this assignment. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. Also, this assignment is due on Thursday, not on Sunday, because in case there's any issues with it. So again, just be really sure that you have if you click here again, books, it gives you all these things to look out for, make sure that you're visible and that you have your links properly shared. Finally, in order to make videos, there's a few ways you can do it. So you can upload your videos to Google Drive and share the Google Drive link. You can upload your videos to YouTube and share the YouTube link. You can also use Panopto. The way you use Panopto is in your main page with all your courses. You click here, NLU Panopto recordings, and then that's where you'll see your Panopto account where you can create. You click create and you can create Panopto. So I happen to have a Mac, so I click here, record in the application, so I can record, and then I would have to download the app, the Panopto app. If you don't already have it, you have to download it, or you can just upload into Panopto. You can just upload your video in there if you want, as well. If you record it on your phone, you can upload it on Panopto. So if I click create, then here's record in Mac. I can record in the browser. I can upload the video if I want, if I have it already in my computer. So if I click, for example, upload, then I can just choose the file and use it in Panopto. So those are three different. You could also record on Zoom is another way you can record. So you share your screen on Zoom, and if you're using an ebook, you would share your screen. If you're using the physical book, which you are encouraged to actually use physical books and not the ebook, which is why we wanted you to go to the library. So again, you're encouraged to use physical books. So in Zoom, you would share your screen if you're using an ebook, but if you're using a physical book, you would just record yourself holding the book, kind of like I have it here. So what I did is pretty much an exemplary model of what you're trying to do in your Read Aloud project. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me.